Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our sociolinguistics project is about code switching and code mixing, realized by Mizian Fatima, Selwati Hakima, Khalis Yasmin, and Mirabti Sonia, supervised by Mr. Otumzalad. Team 1. Table of Content. In our project, we wanted to shed light on 8 elements. First, the introduction, definitions of code switching and mixing, differences between them, reasons why they are used, examples of both codes, effects of code switching and code mixing on communication, how to use code switching and code mixing to improve English language teaching, and finally, a conclusion. Let's begin with an introduction. Language communication involves the use of specific language to convey messages and express ideas. However, in some situations, people switch between languages or mix elements from different languages in their communication. This phenomenon is known as code switching and mixing, and it can have both positive and negative impacts on language communication. This paper will discuss the concepts of code switching and mixing, the differences between them, why they are used, as well their effects on both communication and language teaching and learning. Now we move to the definitions. First, code switching. It is a phenomenon known in linguistics. It is the ability of bilingual or multilingual speakers to employ two or more languages, dialects, or varieties in the same discourse consciously to fulfill a need or to address a complex topic. It can occur in both spoken and written forms. Now we move to the types of code switching. We have 3 types here. First, the intersentential. It is used in the beginning of the sentence or in the end of the sentence. Example: sometimes I start a conversation in English y termino en español. Second, the intrasentential. It is used in the middle of the sentence. Example: I went à l'école yesterday. Thirdly, we have the extrasentential. It is used in tag questions at the end of the sentence. Example: it is a good movie, n'est-ce pas? Now, code mixing. It is a branch of linguistics that studies language change based on social relationships that often occurs spontaneously in bilingual or multilingual societies. It is the ability of speaking two or more languages. It can also occur in both written and spoken forms. Now we move to differences. Elements of difference. According to the grammatical items involved, code switching is about sentences and clauses, whereas code mixing is about phrases and words. Now, according to the meaning, code switching is clear. Code mixing is sometimes unclear. According to the topics, code switching may change, but code mixing is maintained. Now, according to situations or register, code switching is formal and it can also be informal. Code mixing is more likely informal. Finally, the bilingual fluencies. Code switching is partial. However, code mixing is total. Now we move to why do we switch and mix. 1. Cannot find the adequate words or there is no appropriate translation to the language that is being used. 2. To participate to a specific setting. 3. To show solidarity and closeness. 4. to display social class, power, and being highly educated people. 5. When a word does not come out. 6. To exclude a person from a conversation. 7. If they need something quickly and there is no point in talking in high academic speech. 8. And finally, express certain feelings, affection, or even to persuade somebody. Examples of both codes. We start with code switching. From English to French. I love my father, mais il n'est pas gentil. I love my father, but he's not kind. Second, from English to French. I cooked dinner, mais je n'ai pas faim. I cooked dinner, but I'm not hungry. From English to Spanish. I'm so glad to see you. En realidad, hace mucho tiempo. I'm so glad to see you. Really long time ago. From Hindi to English. मुझे जूते पसंद हैं, but it is so expensive. I like the shoes, but they are so expensive. From English to Italian. I came to get a cappuccino caldo. I came to get a hot cappuccino. Now code mixing. Examples. Arabic mixed with English. سويت الهومورك تبعك? Did you do your homework? 2. أذن ساعدي الإكزام أزكى. We will have an exam tomorrow. تمازيغ mixed with English. Now Indonesian mixed with English. Kamu lagi chatin sama temanmu di Facebook itu? Were you chatting with your friends on Facebook? 4th. Italian mixed with English. Voglio una bibisca cold. Ma, I am ill. I want a cold drink, but I am ill. Effects of code switching and code mixing on communication. Let's start with the positive ones. 1. Facilitate understanding. 2. Promotes inclusivity. 3. Enhances language proficiency. 4. Reflects cultural identity. Let's move on to the negative ones. 1. Creates confusion. 2. Lead to exclusion. 3. Can be seen as unprofessional. 4. And finally, can perpetuate linguistic biases. Now we move to how to use code switching and code mixing to improve English language teaching. 1. Teachers can use code switching and code mixing to highlight the similarities and differences between English and the learner's native language. 2. It helps learners appreciate and respect different cultures and languages while also improving their English language skills. 3. It facilitates communication in the classroom with learners with limited English proficiency. 4. It helps create a more inclusive and supportive learning environment. 5. It can be used to teach language variation such as dialects and regional accents. 6. And finally, it helps learners develop a better understanding of the diversity of English language. Finally, we can conclude and finish our research or our project with a simple conclusion. Language communication can involve code switching and mixing, which can aid or hinder effective communication and can express identity or social status. Understanding the factors that influence these phenomena and using them appropriately in different contexts can promote effective language communication and build stronger relationships across linguistic and cultural boundaries. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.